Hello everyone. Today we'll be analyzing two different UFO clips and visiting the past on Analyzing Today's UFO Clips, episode 33. For those who are new to this channel, I'd like to start off by saying that this is a series where we analyze UFO clips you or anyone else can find on the internet. Sure, we all want to get to the bottom of this UFO mystery, but here it's our guilty pleasure to analyze UFO clips because, well, we love the UFOs, right? Also, don't forget to stick around till the end of the video to find out how you can win a free hoodie this month of November. Our first clip is a bit of a classic. Let's go ahead and watch it first, and then discuss.
Tarbaca is near San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. Just before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Marvin Badia, a young carpenter, was working when he heard a strange buzzing that distracted him from his work. To his intense amazement, the young man saw that the source of the noise was about 100 meters away from him.
I was shaping this table here outside. It was very cloudy. I looked up and saw some sort of object. It was very bright. I looked at it carefully and took out my mobile phone. I saw that it was giving me time to film it, so I started to record. I called my colleague, who was working with a drill, but he didn't hear me. I called him again. I turned towards him, moving the phone, and when I turned back, the object had already gone.
The film that Marvin recorded shows a classic flying saucer hovering just a few meters from the ground. His colleague, William Rivera, didn't hear Marvin shouting over the noise of the drill he was using. Thus, he missed the extraordinary spectacle.
William, William.
William Rivera assures us that Marvin was quite shaken.
No, he wouldn't calm down. He was still very worked up. You see, I believe that this was a UFO. I have no doubt it wasn't man-made. And why was it here? We don't know.
The movements that the craft makes and its appearance prove that it could not have been a conventional earthly vehicle. According to Marvin's description, the object was about as large as the wheel of a large tractor. It wouldn't have been large enough to hold a normal-sized person. Oscar Sierra, a ufologist from Costa Rica, explains his theory to the Teletica journalists.
It's not necessarily a driven object. It could be some sort of probe, like those that human beings sent to Titan not long ago, which was small, about 2 meters.
Pretty cool clip, huh? It takes me back to our last episode where we talked about how some skeptics say that with all the people that have cell phones these days, there should be more clear UFO videos out there. And again, just like last time, here's one of them. This object is clearly saucer-shaped. It hovers for a bit, and the man recording says that he felt like the object was actually letting him film it. And then when he started calling out for his buddy, the thing decided to simply jolt out in a flash. Let's talk about some things that stand out to me in this video. One is that the man says that the object wasn't all that big. Here in this shot, you can kind of gauge the size of it. He makes a comment that it looked way too small to have somebody actually fit inside of it, about the size of a wheel from a large tractor. Then in this video, they speculate that maybe it was some kind of probe. Also, something to point out is that this object was actually captured on one of those old school flip phones. If you guys are old enough to remember those took pretty horrible video. And for him to have captured something this clearly, it must have been quite close to him. But let's explore the idea of the size of it for a bit. Did you know that there are several stories out there of smaller UFOs with smaller beings inside of them? Like the incident from Kentucky that actually coined the phrase "little green men" in a 1955 report out of Project Blue Book signed by Air Force Lieutenant Charles Kirk, where a family witnessed a small silver shining object about 2.5 feet tall that appeared round. They also got to see something that sent both adults and children into panic and terror. You can pause the video here and read the whole report. But back to our video. Something else I noticed is that the craft hovers there, and did you guys notice this darkness underneath? Is this part of the craft in shadow, or is this thing distorting the field of vision with its energy? Also noteworthy is the movement of the object when it decides it wants to leave. I was talking in the comments to subscriber Louis Goldberg, and we were talking about how these things seem to move. And we both agreed that we feel like these objects are controlled more through consciousness, and it seems like these things seem to have some sort of reflex or reactions, as Louis put it. To me, this disc seems to jolt up in the air, almost seeming organic, kind of like an insect would react. We can watch how it tilts itself and decides to fly off. Notice how it turns on its side, which is something that these days we all tend to agree happens when a UFO decides to move in a certain direction. These discs tend to point their belly in the direction they want to go. Now, from the frames captured of the disc as it flies away, you would think this is my favorite one. But actually no, it's one of the prior frames I believe gives us more of an idea of what we're looking at. Here you get to see a dome, which I presume to be the top of it. Also, one more thing he said about the object is that it was very bright, and it makes me wonder if it was glowing, or maybe it was just very highly reflective. As usual, our team decided to build a 3D model of this craft. We feel like it's a better way to understand what we might be looking at. Here it is. We'll spin it around for you a bit so you can see all the angles of it. What do you all think? Did Marvin actually capture a UFO? Let's have a discussion in the comments down below. Next are a couple of clips submitted by one of you guys, subscriber Game123, who saw something in the sky that he couldn't explain one night. Let's go ahead and watch both clips and then discuss.
What the fuck is that? That's a fucking UFO, man. That is a fucking UFO. What the fuck is that? Not a sound. Not a sound. What the fuck is that? It's a fucking triangle, man. It's a fucking triangle, just silent. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Not a fucking sound. It's not making a fucking sound. Oh, come on, zoom in on that. Not a sound. It's got like a red trail, man. I can see it. UFO, man, look at it. It's not making a sound or nothing. I've just been following it from over there. It's not making a fucking sound. Look at it.
Pretty great clip, right? Great because it has all the elements of a classic UFO sighting. How many times have we heard stories of someone seeing a triangle craft floating silently over them, leaving them with a story they'll tell their friends forever about? Well, Game 123 not only has the story, but guess what? He also has a video. In the video, he seems to follow the object for a bit, telling the people around him to look up and witness what he's seeing. Now we're gonna forgive the video quality because most cell phones, I don't care which one you have, most of them aren't built to capture flying objects in the night sky. But in this video, he does a pretty good job. And let's go ahead and analyze the best shots we can gather from this video. And here are a couple. One main thing we can take away from it is that it has one red light and two white lights. Another thing we notice is that it seems to be flashing. And in my head, immediately I think FAA lights, like the ones found on airplanes. But I'm sure Game 123 has seen plenty of airplanes in his life, and plenty of them I'm pretty sure also in the night sky. But the reaction that this one's getting out of him seems to tell us he's looking at something different. People don't get this excited over seeing an airplane. And you know what? He's not the only one who's seen something similar. Check out this short video.
Oh shit, that's one of them. Definitely one of them. Of course, that's a plane that's fucking whacked in the head. Right, all my red lights up for that blinking one in the front.
And what about this one, where these triangle of lights seem to be following this blinking red light? Also, if you notice, he said that there seemed to be a red trail behind the object, which we don't get to see in the video, but I believe him. If you're watching Game 123, go ahead and tell us more in the comments down below about this trail. Now, if you've been following my channel for a bit, you know that one of my favorite things about most UFO clips is the human aspect of it. That precise moment when somebody's looking up at the sky and they're watching something they can't explain. Something that certainly looks like it's coming from another world. And for that moment, nothing else exists. Only that object they're looking at. And that's what seems to be happening to subscriber Game 123, which makes this clip for me that much more believable. But I guess my final words on this video are, we don't know what Game 123 saw that night, but the important thing is the experience. That feeling of being awestruck in the moment. You can actually feel his excitement. And again, he has this strange footage that captures the event that will make his story last forever. So thank you very much, Game 123, for sharing this memory with all of us. Next is something strictly for the real UFO heads out there. You know who you are, and I know you're gonna like this one. This is an archive from the website WAYBACK Machine of the old ATS. Remember what that site was like? These days, it seems to be that ATS is more of a political website. That's just my opinion. But luckily for us, this archive takes us back to 2007, when ATS was still a great site, in my opinion. And in this link, you will find the first time the Nimitz video was leaked on ATS. I repeat, the first time the Nimitz video appeared on ATS back in 2007. And if you follow the link down in the description below, it'll take you to this page where you can actually still download the video from the link. You get to read the reactions from the members, from the inspired to the uninspired. Just take a look at some of these posts. They're both awesome and hilarious. It's just a classic testimony on how we react when proof like this comes out. Some people with disbelief, and some people with complete belief. I highly encourage you to visit this link, again I'll post it in the description down below, and see part of UFO head history. So now it's time to talk about our November hoodie giveaway. Each month for the foreseeable winter season, we will be giving away one free embroidered pullover hoodie to one lucky subscriber of this channel. All you have to do is read the rules, be subscribed, and leave a comment on a video dated later than October 16th and prior to November 13th, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a hoodie this month of November. Winner will be announced on November 15th, and I'll leave a link to the rules page in the description down below. Also, if you don't want to wait to get a hoodie, you can get one now at loveUFOshop.com. It'll really help support the channel. And that'll do it for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of this content. And as always, this is Jesse. let's keep our eyes to the sky, our cameras ready, and an open mind because we love the UFOs. Till next time.